Are you happy with your home? I used to be, until I saw some of these houses coming up in this video. From invisible tree houses to houses with recyclable materials, so let's get started. But be warned, by the end of this video, your own home might start to look pretty shabby by comparison. Beverly Hills Mansion. While some homes are cool because of their uniqueness, sometimes you just can't beat a good old-fashioned luxury mansion. Located in Beverly Hills, California, and made from concrete and steel, this wonderfully decadent home has it all. There's a 500-bottle wine cellar, several pools and water features, luxurious kitchens, glass-walled leisure areas, and a rooftop terrace with views of the city. This house is so fancy that even the custom staircase cost $500,000 to make. If this embodiment of luxury living seems like your dream home, the only catch is that it'll set you back a cool $40 million. Boeing 727. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Nope, it's a luxury hotel. The 727 fuselage home in Costa Rica is an opulent two-bedroom suite hidden inside a real retired airplane. The Hotel Costa Verde salvaged the Boeing 727 plane, which would otherwise have been used for scrap metal. They moved it piece by piece to its new home on the edge of San Miguel National Park, where it now appears frozen in time, permanently soaring through the jungle, with hand-carved thick wood furniture and the terrace that allows residents to observe the local treetop sloths, toucans, and monkeys. It certainly beats flying economy class. The plane's windows look out all the way to the ocean, meaning as long as you don't wake up in the night thinking you've crash-landed in Jurassic Park, you'll probably have a spectacular time. Volcano House. Ever wanted to live in a house on a volcano? It sounds cool, if a little risky. Still, health and safety red tape didn't stop one intrepid architect from building this home in Newberry Spring, California, a mansion located right on top of a volcanic cinder cone. Of course, the cone's completely safe now, having crossed it over many millennia ago, and now simply provides a perfect vantage point for the residents living atop it. The unusual structure looks a little like a flying saucer has crash-landed in the middle of the Mojave Desert. And just like a UFO, this space-age mansion has stunning views of the skies that stretch out over the desert dunes, not to mention its classy decor and private lake. Luxury tree houses. Sick of living on solid ground? If so, allow me to introduce some unconventional homes with a more elevated approach to accommodation. First up, the Mirror Cube. Blink and you'll miss this hidden hideout, which is expertly camouflaged to blend in with its surroundings. This cube-shaped tree house in Norway is wrapped around the hunk of a tree and covered in mirrors, meaning it reflects the leafy forest around it. Inside, you'll find enough space for two people to enjoy a simple woodland hideaway, with a double bed and a rooftop terrace accessible by ladder. Be careful though, if you leave the Mirror Cube for a stroll, you might want to leave a light on so you can find it upon your return. But perhaps you'd rather stand out than blend in. If so, you might prefer the bird's nest in Sweden. This unusual tree house does what it says on the tin. It's designed to resemble a giant twiggy nest accessible via a ladder leading to a hatch in the floor. The home within is big enough for a family of four, and the small porthole windows allow you to peek through the twigs at the forest scenery. Bird person costumes are not required for entry, but you might as well wear one anyway. The Safe House. this next house is perfect for the fans of The Walking Dead. Located just outside Warsaw, the safe house is the only home in the world that's been designed to withstand a zombie apocalypse. At first glance, it looks like a sleek modernist mansion, but flick a switch and the mechanical concrete walls and strong steel shutters transform the pad into an impenetrable fortress. And while you wait for the zombies to arrive, one of the large protective shutters conveniently doubles as a home cinema. What's more, it even has a drawbridge to get to the separate swimming pool building without going downstairs. Because who says apocalypse living needs to be totally deprived of luxury? The heliotrope. We don't like to save the planet, but not everyone is willing to live in an experimental eco-friendly home in order to do so. But that's exactly what one German architect did. In 1994, Rolf Disch built himself this cylindrical solar-powered home in Freiburg, Germany. The amazing thing about Disch's creation is that it actually rotates, allowing it to harness maximum solar power by following the movement of the sun. Disch envisioned a house that could be totally energy efficient, renewable, and CO2 neutral and utilize cutting-edge green energy technology to achieve his dream. The home's heating draws from a combination of super efficient insulating materials and those metal solar thermal railings that surround its walls, which trap heat through the day. Meanwhile, the house's occupants' waste is all composted or recycled using a state-of-the-art purification system. The energy usage is so efficient that the house actually produces 5 times more energy than it uses, allowing it to provide its surplus to the local grid. As the world's first energy-positive solar home, I'd say that makes it a real ray of sunshine on the German property market. Skysphere Tiny House. The Skysphere is a solar-powered microhome in New Zealand that sits atop a 20-foot tall tower. Built by New Zealander Juno Williams for around $40,000. In order to reach this futuristic man cave, you'll need to climb a ladder hidden within the central hollow pole. Once you're up there, you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the view. Almost every part of this high-tech house can be controlled using a smartphone, including locking and unlocking the doors, playing music, and changing the color of the lights. There's no kitchen or bedroom, so this definitely isn't suitable as a full-time residence, unless you have a bladder of steel. But it's certainly a great spot for stargazing or for a very literal way of proving you're above everyone else. Dr. Seuss House. One home is enough for most people, but not the owner of the Dr. Seuss house in Talkeetna, Alaska, nicknamed as such for resembling Dr. Seuss' famous art style. Officially known as Goose Creek Tower, this towering structure was created using layers of steel supports assembled with a crane to stack a dozen log cabins on top of each other. The owner utilized his engineering expertise to continually add to what was originally only planned as a 2-story cabin over the course of 20 years. Though it certainly has great views, anyone with a fear of heights will want to steer clear. In fact, the house has now grown so tall that the owner can't build any higher without entering federal airspace. Very cool, right? But what's even cooler is that by liking this video and subscribing to be wondered, you can guarantee yourself wacky and informative content every day of the week. Cork House. This house in Eden, England is made almost entirely out of cork. That's right, the squishy stuff that pops out of champagne bottles. The hull was constructed by hand out of blocks of compressed cork, an environmentally friendly material which can be harvested gently from cork trees without needing to fell the tree itself. With the spongy walls of this unusual yet effective insulating material, the minimalist house is totally unique, while still coming equipped with all the essentials. What's also unique is that it isn't necessarily permanent. When the owners are done with it, they can take it to the pieces and crumble it to the cork dust, which can then be buried to aerate soil and encourage plant growth. So if you want to live the champagne lifestyle, what better way to do it than living inside a giant cork? Villa valves. When a group of architects decided to construct a mansion on the Swiss Alps but didn't want to ruin the luscious mountain meadows, it was a tricky dilemma. Their solution? An underground home built into the scenery. With a long wall of the mansion exposed to the outside world, plenty of sunlight and beautiful alpine views are guaranteed. And if all that's too pleasant, you can always retreat into the subterranean tunnel that connects the old storage barn further down the hill.